Welcome to the cooking stream today.
Hi everybody. So jambalaya is not really hard to make. It's just putting everything together and then letting the spices and the flavor develop together. So we'll make it tonight. He'll be able to eat it tonight, but it will probably be best tomorrow or even on Monday. There's other foods like that. It's like chili, I think, is always better the second day. All right, wash your hands up. We're gonna jump into jambalaya. Jambalaya. So as I said, not that difficult. It's a lot of chopping, cutting. The main ingredients, it's the meats. I always use andouille sausage. You can use any type of sausage. Ham and shrimp. Logan, I know, is not the biggest fan of ham. So I actually have 1.25 pounds of the sausage. And then I only put in about the 2/3 to make up a total of 2/3 or 2 pounds. I use the rest for ham. Shrimp, they came in 10-ounce packages, and we just threw all the shrimp in.
Perfect. I like a lot of shrimp in mine.
He does, yep. I use raw shrimp in there. You could use cooked shrimp already. If you've got cooked shrimp, it can go in there. It's just, might get a little drier, but then you can always put in some more tomato juice or water in it too. The other thing with this one is with the rice. We're going to put in minute rice tonight, but you can use regular rice in it. It just needs to cook longer, and you might need to add some more liquid in it. This sausage has already been pre-cooked.
Nice.
You can try it?
Yes. Okay. What do I do with it?
Okay, so I want you to first, before we started, I just sharpened this knife. Be careful. So I would first cut them long ways this way, and then cut them in thirds the other way. Okay, I'm going to put 1/4 cup of olive oil, starting to heat that up.
I have better control when I use my finger.
Then use your finger.
Okay. Cut away from you. Cut away from you? Hold on, just give me 1 second. Okay, and then thirds.
Yep. And then you're gonna chop them into little pieces.
Ooh.
Thirds that way, so then it's easier.
Oh.
But it's easier to do long strips into the small pieces than what you were trying to do.
What I was trying to do. That's good, right?
Yep.
That's smart.
You can cut all 3 of those and then slice the thin ones together.
Okay.
Turn them over so they're flat so they don't roll while you cut them.
What if I stack them on top of each other?
Yes. Oh, that might be difficult. You can stack them on with the other one. You can cut them thicker than that.
Thicker.
Remember, you're getting to like 1/4 inch pieces. Watch out for that thumb.
Hey, what are you chewing at? Don't eat tape. Don't eat tape, Bullet. I'll be right back. Okay.
So we've got the oil behind here. Warm enough, so I'm going to put in here the andouille that I already sliced and the ham that's already been sliced.
Don't let Bullet eat tape, please. We're cooking with gas now. Bullet does not know best. Bullet has no thoughts behind those eyes. Oh, I almost got the thumb right there. I'm good. They're almost done. They're almost done.
Stop it. Get some help.
Because ham and sausage are already cooked, we just want them to get a little bit brown and the flavor into the oil, because we'll leave the oil in the pan to do the next things. So they don't need to cook for a long time. All right, now you're going to take the ham and slice it in like 1/3.
1/3 inch
1/3
squares?
inch.
Okay.
Oh.
Don't sit on that. This dog.
Then the vegetables in it, we've got 2 green peppers.
Have all of you had jambalaya?
2 bunches of green onions.
Green onions? You put green onions in here?
Yes.
I've had this for years. I never knew there were green onions in there.
2 stalks of celery. 4 cloves of garlic.
A lot of people haven't had jambalaya.
And remember what I said about garlic when we did the last cooking stream? All right, that's one of the flavors that I always add more. Yes, add more.
Oh, we stand garlic
Correct?
in this house.
You're right. Garlic, lemon, vanilla.
Okay, I think we're getting to a more uniform place.
Okay.
Hannah, I'll have to look in. Have you had Welsh stew?
Welsh stew? No, I haven't. You can cut
The long, oh,
the
like
long
that.
ways,
Okay.
and then you're going to take and you're going to cut them into that size.
Got it.
So our meat, our ham and sausage is all brown, so I'm going to pull that out of the pan, but leave the olive oil in there, because that now has some of the flavors from the sausages, and we're going to brown, saute the vegetables in there.
That's professional level stuff. This is almost done.
You still have green onions to cut, celery to cut,
Oh my
garlic
god.
to smash.
Am I falling behind?
Yes, you are.
What?
I should have prepped more of this in advance.
That's okay. These look clean and prepared.
Yes. You can pour this in the pan behind you. So with a bunch of green onions,
Are you kidding me?
something like this, I'm not going to use the bottom of the bulb, so I'll cut down a ½ an inch there, and then probably 3 inches of the green that I have. So you see what Logan has in his hands. Those I've already broken down and cleaned.
How long do each of these need to be?
You remember what we said about cutting things the same size?
Oh, these are the same size as the peppers?
Yep. You're going to cut your celery into 3 or 4 pieces like this, and then you're going to chop it that way.
Okay.
But you can chop your ½ onion. I did the other ½ an onion, so there is a full onion in there.
And just in the same way as the other things? Same
Yep, so
size?
you can slice this that way.
This way?
No, slice
This way.
first slice that way, and then you're going to slice it that
Okay.
way. Oh, they're telling you not to cry with the onions?
Oh,
You
I don't
stand?
cry. I don't cry. It's okay.
This was a sweet onion that I got. No, this was yellow onions. Yellow onions will make me cry, but it's only when I do like a whole 3-pound bag or so when I make French onion soup. When I make French onion soup, I just cry in the house for 7 hours because
Oh
that's
my
how
god.
long.
Oh, I hated when you cooked French onion soup. Do peppers have different tastes if they're orange, yellow, red, or green?
Yes,
I think I knew that.
yeah. Green, I think, are the mildest. Yellow, red, and orange, I don't feel a lot different with it, but there's a little bit in it. Okay, we're going to test Logan when he turns. Did you stir it?
Yeah, I did a little shaky thing.
Okie doke. So what is this?
That's a garlic,
Okay, and what's this portion of it called?
a clove,
Nope.
a bulb,
Bulb. Okay. What's this called?
a clove.
That's right. He first said that this was a clove,
No.
and the recipe calls for 4 cloves. He would put 4 of these in there, which, yeah, would just have been absurd. So we're going to do 5 cloves. The recipe calls for 4, but I always put 5 in. Sometimes if they're real small, I will even put more in, but
You behave. At least be quiet.
if we go overtime in the cooking stream, it's my sous chef's fault here because he's not chopping things.
I blame this dog. I washed my hands after that.
He has 2 cutting boards. This is his second one.
Look at that good cutting board. It's so versatile.
Yes, I think Christmas list will be a cutting board for him.
I'm doing a great job on this celery.
Yes. Rain Man, you are.
Did you just call me Rain Man?
Yes, I did.
You could do
You said,
that.
I'm doing a great job cutting celery. I do good job cutting celery.
Your Sherry Aston, or whatever her name is, has nothing
Ann
on me.
Burrell.
Ann Burrell.
There is this too. It's you slice. So you slice the long way and then you dice.
Done.
Nope. You still have garlic to do. And you're going to smash the garlic.
I know smashing garlic. It brings out like this weird asymptomatic thing inside of it. What is it called? It releases auras. I forget what it's called. Aromatics, maybe. I watched it on this weird cooking show on YouTube with Brad, but then they were like canceled. I smash.
Smash, and then you're gonna.
Is that good?
Then yep, you might want to chop it up a little bit so that it will go all.
I'm releasing the garlic's aura.
All right, put it in the pan with the other vegetables. So we're letting those all go. The next thing we're gonna do is the tomatoes. And I use canned tomatoes for this. I opened it upside down, but I used whole tomatoes. You could use diced or broken down a little bit more, softer, and that's what you want in the jambalaya.
Can this rest in here?
You can rest in here because this pan's not on.
They ran a poll to see which oleo is doing it better, and you got 93% of the votes.
Thank you, voters. All right, so these tomatoes to break down, I first will stick my finger in them to get some of the juice out. So on his cutting board, whole tomatoes in the pan always have the stem on. I know if he found a stem in there, he wouldn't like it, so I cut that off. So you do that, and then you're just going to mush these up 3 by 3 and then throw it back in the juice here.
Okay. There's a lot of juices.
Yep.
Someone said I would win Worst Cooks in America, and I feel like that's one of the toughest backhanded compliments I've ever received.
Well, even on the worst cooks, they have to have some skills but just cooking chicken and rice is not going to win it.
I cook other things.
Okay. And that would be...
I had ground turkey.
You didn't punch the tomato to get the juice out.
You have to squeeze it?
So when I make this at home, I have a deep, large 12-inch frying pan that I can actually do it all in one pan. And I asked Logan if he had a 12-inch frying pan. He answered the question correctly. Yes, he did. I did not realize it is not deep enough. So he has a standard one. You see, where mine is probably a good 4-inch high one. So we're going to add these tomatoes, we're going to add some water, we're going to add the spices and let it cook in there. That'll all still end up good in this fry pan. But when I took the meat out, I put it in his larger soup pot. It's probably never been used in this house. Being used tonight. So then we will put it in there to let it, once we add the rice and the shrimp. Oh, reminds me, shrimp we want to take out and rinse and let drain for a while.
Would you ever want your own cooking show? If someone offered it to you, would be like, hell yeah, I'd do it.
To watch it or
no,
to do it?
Have your own.
Have my own? Yeah. I see the work though that goes into streaming because you're just not working on your streams from 7:30 to 12:30 or 1 o'clock. You do prep work. And
I prepare
things.
for this stream like all day long.
And so I would not do it every day.
Oh no.
He's insane.
But
But that's because of all of you. He loves doing it because of the feedback you guys give him. It's just the love he feels from every single one of you. But yeah, to do that every single day, there's some insanity there.
Oh, certainly. But yeah, you'd be like a Food Network, like work for like 2 hours and then you're like good for the day.
Yeah, have somebody do the dishes. It's to do the chopping of things, but that's why I don't like an Instapot. I bought one and I read the instructions and some of the recipes and I resold it to a young mom in my office.
Oh.
Because it's putting it in an Instapot and forgetting about it for half an hour or whatever it may be. I like the thrill of putting things together and taking the time to cut the vegetables or to cook them all separate. And I think somebody said when you were on the virtual cooking stream, that you never just stand around in the kitchen, and you don't. It's like when I made the cookies it's the charity top winners. It's when one batch was cooking, then I was making the other batch. Yeah. Or it's when the pans were in the oven for 13 minutes. It's like, okay, it's right now I can throw together what we're having for dinner that night. Okay, all mixed up?
Yes.
Okay, you want to pick up your cutting board because all that good juice
Oh, good juice.
You can put it in here for now.
Good juice.
So here's the tomatoes that we have and 1.5 cups of water. This, and I'll do the tomatoes. You can bring the water over, and then you can stir it, Logan.
Okay.
Okay, we need to put some spices in here. Thyme. It's a good spice, but I never want to put in more than needed. So put in shy of a teaspoon.
Shy of a teaspoon.
All right, then after that, you're going to do a teaspoon of black pepper. Teaspoon of salt. The original recipe calls for 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. I put in 1/2 to start. And then later I might add more because these andouille sausages seem pretty tame.
You said 1/2?
Want it just, yes, 1/2.
I like it hot.
Do a heaping half.
In half.
All right, we already used your tablespoon for peanut butter and it's dirty. So we need 1.5 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce.
So 3 of those to equal 1.5.
Okay.
Ooh, he got a drip of Worcestershire sauce on him. He went, ooh.
Ew, you don't want Worcestershire sauce on your fingers? I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Stir everything we've got there. Now we turned the heat down there. It's to do the vegetables because it took time for us to chop everything. Now that we have all the liquids and spices in there, we want to bring it to a boil. So we need to turn the heat up from medium up to medium high. So turn it so it's a little bit above 3 o'clock. So it's going to be 1 cup of minute rice in here. And as I said before, you can use regular rice in here. A lot of times I will. The shrimp that I had is medium-sized shrimp. So sometimes it's, if I get larger shrimp or jumbo shrimp, of course I'll cut them down. These can go in whole just like this, or we can, once that's in, turn that down to simmer now. Okay, do you want shrimp full size or do you want shrimp in half that?
Half.
Okay. Hey everybody, so we've got the shrimp in here. So the rice is cooking, the shrimp, it's all simmering. So we're gonna let that simmer for about another 5-10 minutes and then we're gonna combine it all with the meat that we have in the other pan. Only because this fry pan doesn't have enough height or enough room in it.
Wow, it looks so good.
So all right, when he comes back here, we are going to try the jambalaya, see how we need to tweak it, and then I and the puppers are gonna head out. This probably makes a good 6-7 cups. Serving wise, 2.
2.
No, usually it's probably about 5 or 6 servings.
Okay. It's so good. It's so good.
It gives the andouille sausage, isn't real spicy, but oh, it's coming in more spice.
Maybe
The
salt.
back of my palate. Oh, not more salt, no.
No more salt? Mm-mm. This is the up close. This was the time with Mommaolio and Shelby and Bullet.
Yes,
They're both hanging out.
They're both hanging out down here.
Can I see some goodbyes, some love for the one and only Mommaolio? Mommaolio is incredible. Came here out of the kindness of her heart.
Have a great rest of your weekend. See you soon.
Awesome.
Mwah.